this island paradise to the world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's July 29th, am I right? Is it the 30th? It's the 30th of July. I'm trying to slow the month down. It has gone by so quickly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is good to be with you again. We are glad that you've joined us, whether you've joined us on Facebook, on YouTube, AMPLIA, Flow, Digicel, whatever the medium you've joined us on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We hope that you've had a great start to the morning and that our presence with you is only going to improve. That thank you for joining us. My name is Alex Brown and I'll be your host for this morning show. We go quickly into our news in 90 seconds, and your news in 90 seconds begins this way. Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner addresses concerns by the Nursing Association President linking recent deaths among Tobago Regional Health Authority personnel to mold. Dr. Brebner stated that the internal discussions were held directly with affected staff to address grief and fears. She clarified that independent laboratory tests confirmed that the mold strains found in health facilities were not carcinogenic, dismissing claims linking the environmental issue to staff fatalities, while announcing short-term mitigation steps and dedicated staff health clinics. Training officially got underway for the first batch of new prison officer recruits at the training academy in Arima. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander and Justice Minister Devish Maharaj visited 226 trainees as they commenced their program. Government officials confirmed that recruitment efforts would continue with a second cohort to begin orientation on August 24th. This is intended to strengthen institutional security. And finally, authorities have issued a renewed public advisory that murder and attempted murder accused Robbie Kadu remains armed and extremely dangerous after 27 days, nearly 4 weeks on the run. Kadu escaped from an Arima health facility on July 3rd, and the Prison Officers Association is urging citizens to exercise high vigilance and report any sightings immediately via 800 tips without confronting the suspect. That was your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for a full newscast. Never a dull day here in Trinidad and Tobago. Even while we're training new recruits, we have to be on the lookout for an escapee from our prison system. We really need to be doing better as a people. We need to remember our own responsibilities or civic duties to support our national institutions, even when we think they're not doing as good a job as we would like. Remember, our responsibility is to support the efforts of those whose duty it is to keep us safe. We move right along onto our celebratory segment. We see who's celebrating birthdays today and whom we can share the celebrations with. First on this morning's list is Patricia Wills. A very happy birthday to you, Patricia. We hope that your day is filled with as much sunshine and smiles as this picture suggests, and that your year begins with favor and great things from the hand of the Almighty. Happy birthday to you. Next on the list is Janelle Guy Sampson. Happy birthday to you, Janelle. We hope that you have a day full of vibrance as this picture suggests. Standing on one leg, you seem to be full of life and vivaciousness. We hope that you have a great day and that the year that today begins is going to be a year full of favor and blessings. Happy birthday to you. Next on our list is Charles Scott. Not a stranger to many of us here on Tobago Updates, not a stranger to many of us here around Tobago. If you're exposed to photography at any level, this is somebody you certainly must have crossed paths with. Happy birthday to you, and we hope that you have a day full of pictures that will create memories that last the rest of your life. Have a great day, and may your new year be one that's full of blessings and favor. Finally, on this morning's list is Leroy George. Happy birthday to you, Leroy. We trust that as focused as this picture presents you, you have a day that's focused on the good things that have been in life so far, and focused as well of the good things that can be as the new year rolls on. Happy birthday to you, and certainly we trust that you have a great year. And that's all we have on the birthday list for shout-outs this morning. If you have a birthday today but you didn't make it onto a list, we still wish you a very happy birthday, and we trust that you are going to enjoy it in as much as you can and enjoy it as safely as you can. Happy birthday. Remember, you can share with us your birthday information, and we'll certainly be happy to give you a birthday shout-out here on the Tobago Updates morning show. Happy birthday again to all that are celebrating. As we roll along, we look at what's up for this morning's discussions. We're talking today being World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, something that has taken the spotlight for us here in Tobago very recently. Today is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. We'll be talking with representatives from the Ministry of Homeland Security, and we're talking trafficking in persons and what those implications would be. Following that, we talk with representatives of the Rotaract Club, and they have a special drive captioned Bump to Baby. You won't want to miss any of these discussions. Stay with us. We go for a short break. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole, from something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Wait. We are going airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto silk cotton trace and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangements to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624-333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
On the 9th of August, we'll be having our first annual 5K. And it's not just a 5K, it's a book drive. And it starts at 6 a.m. Registration starts at 5 a.m. This is your opportunity to start that exercise journey. Come, dust out that shoes, pull out that jersey. Let's start that exercise journey. From this book drive, we'll be able to provide books and stationery to all the needy people within the Scarborough-Mongrace district. So if you have any extra stationaries, book, pens, pencils, bring it. We'll be meeting right here at the Hugh Donaldson Recreational Ground, formerly known as the Mongrace Recreational Ground. Come and support this initiative.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. Welcome back. As promised, we're talking World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. We're talking with a representative from the Ministry of Homeland Security in the person of Ms. Dane Marie Marshall. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Tobago.
Now, you're the Deputy Director of the Counter Trafficking Unit in the Ministry of Homeland Security. And often when we hear the word trafficking, our mind quickly go to narcotics.
Yes,
That's just how we are, because on average we do not think that trafficking in a human person is something that really happens. You think drugs we can wrap and hide somewhere and sneak somewhere, but we don't usually think that you can actually traffic in human beings. Tell us a little bit in the first instance of, what for somebody who may be unfamiliar, what is the issue? Describe as how do I break this down to our 5-year-old viewers?
And I know you do not have 5-year-old viewers, so don't even try that. But I'll try as much as I can. And again, trafficking in humans is seen as trafficking, a situation that happens in plain sight. It's hidden in plain sight because, as you just said, you would know that you have to wrap a narcotic, probably smuggle it in something, put it in your orifices, wherever the case might be. But a human being who passes and operates within airports and various locations, one might not, at first glance, be able to indicate and say that this person is indeed a person that is trafficked. But human trafficking is said to be modern-day slavery. And there are several forms of trafficking. Now, it's important to note that there must be some particular components to generate the concept of trafficking. So, we watch our blockbuster movies like Taken, and we see that somebody is snatched or somebody is lured to a different country. And we are saying these things happen. But what also happens is that persons who are trafficked are usually persons who are very vulnerable. And it's no secret, Trinidad and Tobago rested in a location where there was significant vulnerability with our migrant partners in Venezuela. So that vulnerability caused an environment for persons who felt as though, hey, I can make an extra dollar on the backs of a human being. Let me coerce them to come, and when they come, institute an amount of fear. So you see where we're going. So there was an act where you recruited. Some of the recruitments will come to Trinidad. There is so much employment, and you could send back money to your family. So we recruit, we use social media platforms. There was even newspaper articles. And it is important to note at this time, the UN this year teamed World Day Against Trafficking in Persons as trapped behind the scam. So that in itself tells you that there's a level of deception and coercion for people to come. And when they reach, there is the exploitation, because there is a purpose by which they have you come. So that's the act, the means by which you come, and the purpose is why you're here.
So these are the elements that must exist.
Listen, you was actually at one of my seminars because you speaking the language.
Be at the other one. So these are the elements that must exist for
for trafficking
to be considered trafficking.
That's right.
So it sets up kind of a significant difference between trafficking in persons and kidnapping for ransom.
Listen to me. No. This gentleman was in my thing yesterday. That is it. And that is why there had to be legislation tailored for trafficking in persons. And it doesn't move away from the legislation that we have in situations where we might charge somebody for kidnapping because the evidence in itself only moves to that direction, or evidence of a false imprisonment where it only moves in that direction. But when we are able to get the act and the means plus the purpose, we have human trafficking.
You alluded to the theme this year, trapped behind the scam. We seem to live in an era of scams.
Yes.
And a lot of it targeting people and parting them from their means, their money. But now we're looking at this scam that lures somebody into being a victim of trafficking. Help us identify some of these things and how, even though we may not be victims ourselves, how we may be able to save somebody who may otherwise become a victim.
I mean, what I say, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is not true. So we try not to victim shame individuals when they are rescued, because in the engagement, they will then advise exactly what brought them to the point where they felt as though this might have been a legitimate engagement. But the social media platforms is seen as the number 1 way of recruiting our young people. And there is significant engagement that takes place. Yesterday, I had a holistic conversation with some people from the tourism industry, and it went as far as them looking at it in a personal level with their own families at home, and how they too can engage their young people with the phones that is, those phones like it's like a hip bone now, because it don't.
It's the additional appendage.
I love, yes. Right? And I mean, there's a level of engagement. Some of these social media, even this Roblox game, a lot of parents don't know some of these things have persons that communicating with your children via, so you watching innocently that your child is playing a game. And somebody in some part of the world can actually communicate, have a conversation, and lure your child to a situation of trafficking in persons.
That at least tells me that there are 2 issues that we must address. In the first instance, where there are children concerned, we have to address the circumstances under which children live.
Yes.
Because some of our families, such as they can be defined, and I'm not sure that there's any real ideal circumstance, but are so far from the ideal that even children gravitate towards something that they think is better. I told people that I probably had to hit 2nd or 3rd form in primary school before I realized I grew up poor. But the thing is that from such small ages now, children are so exposed to so much more than you were exposed to, that it becomes easy. And so we probably need to address the circumstances under which we raise children.
Yes.
The other thing for me is about the prevailing circumstances economically in the country.
Yes.
Because many of those who we would think should know better find themselves trapped because of the economic circumstances.
Of course.
And anything that looks like a way out of a difficult situation becomes very attractive.
This is a vulnerability. There is a vulnerability. And I mean, even in the social settings, and we have had in our very first conviction in Trinidad and Tobago, it was a Trinidad and Tobago national child, right? And whatever was her vulnerability in her circumstance caused her to be lured into a trafficking situation. So the vulnerability could look any which way. Once a trafficker is able to identify it, it is something that they could use to their benefit.
It tells as well, and especially probably during the holiday period, how close we allow non-family members to get to our children, because if they can get information as to the circumstances, then they can create the illusions of
that whatever is across there is a little better than here. And I mean, that is why we really came to Tobago and we counter-trafficking unit. It is, of course, a unit under the Ministry of Homeland Security. Our directives would come via the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry and our Honorable Minister. And what happens in the unit? The unit is a multidimensional unit. The unit comprises of police officers, immigration officers, social workers, defense force officers, intelligence officers. This is what is the government's response to trafficking in persons. So I am the deputy director there. Substantively, I'm a police officer, but I have been seconded to operate at the unit as the deputy director. Of course, doing what is necessary operationally and administratively to keep the country's way that we address trafficking forward, because our country and other countries are assessed by the U.S. Department of State in the TIP report, and Trinidad and Tobago is at a tier 2 ranking.
While we're at it, tell us what tier 2 means.
Well, of course. Tier 2 says that Trinidad and Tobago is on the right track, but we ain't reached the finish line yet.
There's good news.
That's good news. And we are really doing what is necessary, operating on the 4P platform. We have had a successful operation in Tobago over the weekend in Operation
I
Iceberg.
wanted to ask you about that, but go right ahead.
In Operation Iceberg, and that was really treating with our pillar of prosecution. Of course, it really unearthed from a report made by a Venezuelan minor, and she is a minor, and she reported an experience both in Trinidad and Tobago, so it extended into Tobago, and that is why 2 persons were arrested in Tobago over the weekend. And will inquiries continue towards a charge of trafficking in persons, trafficking in a minor? Yes.
There's a separate charge from trafficking.
Yes. So the law requires Section 16 speaks to trafficking in a person, which is an adult, and Section 18 speaks to trafficking in a minor. So what is actually different with minors? We do not have to show any evidence of a means. So we say because you are a child, all we need to show the court is that there was the act in terms of recruitment, the transport, the transfer, and there was the purpose. The exploitation being labor, sex, domestic, right. So we don't need to show whether there's deception, coercion, but it always happens because it forms part of the evidence, right? And of course, what is also different, the sanction is a heftier sanction when you traffic in children.
There's a challenge that probably would face more in Tobago for 2 reasons. One, our heavy dependence on tourism, and 2, our size. But what, if any, have you, and you here being the counter-trafficking unit, are the links you've been able to identify between our tourism activities and the risks for trafficking in persons?
It is really important for persons to understand that the counter-trafficking unit, because, I mean, we have been listening to some things on the ground. It's important for us to listen to what is happening in any community, in any area that we visit. And there is a notion that we are coming with a negative thought process here. Counter-trafficking unit is not coming with anything that the intelligence do not provide at this time. The fact is, this is a tourism destination country. It is. And there is a significant bed stock here in locations, not just with hotels, but guest houses. Some persons even build a little 2-room downstairs to accommodate persons as a point of extra revenue. It's just this what it is. But what it also, in the eyes of a trafficker, because I want people to understand there are positives and there are negatives to anything that you do, but you have to be able to identify when the negative is taking place under your space. So our engagement here is really was to inform persons of what are the key indicators that would suggest that an activity is taking place under your nose, so that you yourself wouldn't find yourself as an accomplice in an effort as it relates to trafficking in persons.
Keep answering questions before I ask them. But
well, I mean, I'm really trying to read your mind. But yes, so that was the engagement, and because we actually met with, as I said, some persons in tourism industry yesterday, and I want to thank the assembly, I want to say woman, Ms. Hackett, and her team, and also the team from Tital. They actually brought those stakeholders together, and we were able to have a significant engagement yesterday at Comforting. And what we actually, it was a treasure trove of intelligence too. And when we were able to explain what are indicators, you found that some of these persons were saying, oh my God, this has been happening.
But because they didn't identify them at that point as an indicator for trafficking.
Yes.
So it's possible that you can be an unwitting accomplice to something like this.
Yes.
Because you're just not aware.
But the law will require you to have knowledge. So, I mean, the counter-trafficking unit, we are not in the business of just arresting anybody willy-nilly because we feel it is important to arrest persons. The law requires particular things, and we are responsible in how we investigate and how we charge persons in trafficking in persons, because it's a serious offense. It is a serious offense, and to label someone as a trafficker when there is not enough evidence, it would not be the a system that the counter-trafficking unit will take. And it's important to note, any charge laid in trafficking in persons, the Director of Public Prosecutions must give advice in the matter.
I would not want to be the director of public prosecutions. But let's move on to another dimension or probably a subset of the issue of trafficking in persons, and that's the selling of sex. Let's put it that way, because a number of persons who are trafficked become victims of sexual abuse. How has that been impacting what you do? And probably we'll have to answer that after the break. We have a break coming up right now, but
Okay.
we'll look at that after the break. But the issue of sexual abuse in trafficking persons. Viewers, we want to encourage you to stay with us as we continue conversation. We take a break. When we come back, we continue our discussions with Miss Dane Marie Marshall. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole, from something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. We continue our discussions with Ms. Dane Marie Marshall, Deputy Director of the Counter-Trafficking Unit in the Ministry of Homeland Security. Marshall, before we went to the break, we started identifying the element of sexual abuse and sex slavery, as it were, that is part of the entire trafficking in persons ring, as it were. How have you seen that happening in Trinidad and Tobago?
So, what you're really speaking about in our world in trafficking is sexual exploitation, and that is one form of purpose. For between 2024, 2025, what we have realized is that actually is the 100% form of exploitation. We have not seen the other forms of exploitation, save and accept sexual exploitation in Trinidad and Tobago. So there is clearly an appetite for paid sex.
Is this, from the information that's available to you now, is this solely engaged in by locals? I mean, I know, okay, so we take people, and I am going to say it if you can't, and probably shouldn't. The easiest place we grab people from now is Venezuela.
Well, we don't grab, they are lured.
We lure them, right? And we have them here. But is this something that is only subscribed to by locals, or are there additional, or are there tourists who come to our shores for this purpose?
That's why we are here in Tobago. We are saying that the intelligence is informing that Tobago is now adopting itself into a sex tourism hub. And we do not want to encourage that type of activity here in Tobago. We do not want to encourage it. Because what people are saying, no, that's not the case. We are hearing, we saw some social media commentaries on our billboard, because the counter trafficking unit placed a billboard
recently
on Chevron Drive, and a lot of people were this, what that billboard doing there? That will happen here. But then the intelligence is saying that when foreign nationals come to our shores, there are particular locations that they could go to in Tobago where there's solicitation of women, and those women, some of them are prostitutes. And I just want to put it on the books and note that prostitution is still illegal in our country. Because there's a whole concept that they're prostitutes. Whatever they are illegal. And what we are saying is that in any prostitution ring, you would find there is a significant percentage of persons who are victims of trafficking. Right? And that is something that we cannot get away from. That's not in Trinidad and Tobago, that's the world. That is something that has been tested and proven.
I don't know how we say, and again, probably something I could say and not you, but for many, many a year, we have known stories of visitors, particularly Europeans, coming to our shores, and then locals leaving with them. So that the idea of sex being a kind of intimately or intricately linked part of what tourism is not new, and to say otherwise.
The dynamics has just changed. I myself, my mother is from Dalafort, Tobago, and I have cousins that are in lighter tones who are German, has German fathers, and we love them all the same. But the environment at that time
was different.
Was different.
So there was, to some extent, there was always sex involved in our tourism. It has just changed now. Yeah. Where it's not necessarily voluntary.
It's paid sex. And the paid sex might come from somebody who do not want to have paid sex with you.
Tell us a little bit about warning signs, because for those of us who are not involved and otherwise would not be interested in the activities, it may be happening, and because we don't know what to look for, it's happening right next door, right downstairs, and we can't even make a report because we're unaware. What are some of the signs we can look for?
I mean, what we try to, of course, indicate is that there's two facets. We are trying to talk to the ones that buy sex. So our billboard says buying sex ruins life. The minute you have to buy sex, you might end up in some problems, because that person that you believe that you're purchasing sex from did not sell their sex. Somebody has been selling their sex for them. Huh? And then we are saying on the other side, when you see an activity such as somebody being disheveled, there is movement of 2 or more persons. There is a sense of unwillingness to operate. There is sadness. You know, there is your intuition that something clearly is wrong in this scenario here. When you see that, communicate with the counter trafficking via our hotline 800-4CTU. We're not asking you to go and talk to that trafficker. We're not asking you to determine the act, the means, the purpose. All we are asking you for is when you see something, you say something, you communicate with us, and we will operate. As I indicated to the persons yesterday, Operation Iceberg actually commenced after the Tobago Division had an operation here in November 2025. So the intelligence came and we progressed the investigation over a span of, let's count, 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in no rush, because these matters of trafficking is in not statute bar. There is no time limit for us to conduct the inquiries, and we want to make sure in the conduct of our inquiry that the victim gets the psychosocial support to really start to do the work with us. Because I'll tell you, the victim in this matter really, really felt very distraught during the conduct of certain investigative requirements, as coming back to Tobago and pointing out locations and that kind of thing. So there's a significant amount of trauma that is attached to a trafficking situation.
I think that's one of the things that often we don't calculate well in terms of the general public, the amount of trauma that is associated with being a victim of a crime of any kind,
yes.
Probably except somebody, becomes a victim themselves.
Right.
So we look at, okay, that one had to go jail, but what quality of life does the victim live
yes.
after that? And so it kind of if we think of it from that perspective, it encourages us to not turn a blind eye to, the reality of these circumstances. So you were saying some of the things that we can look for in terms of what may be indicators.
Yes.
Because not every time you see something that doesn't look right means that there's trafficking.
Yes, not every time.
But
we still employ persons to communicate and let us continue in that regard. As I said, your intuition is your best guide. Trust me when I tell you that. Persons will call our hotline with intuition and we would then address it in a particular way. But it's important. We cannot be everywhere. Trafficking is mass. It is hidden in plain sight. And we need the support of the communities, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to eradicate this scourge from our country.
I think that is a perfect place to end. That it can be hidden in plain sight and that we need everybody's input into bringing it to an end. Ms. Dane Marshall, we want to thank you very much for joining us this morning, for sharing this information. You shared quite a lot in a short space of time, but we really want to thank you for joining. And contrary to the position of the naysayers, we will encourage you to continue your work here in Tobago, and let's continue to maintain a safe environment for those honorable people who will visit our shores. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tobago, and you do have a blessed day. Today's World Day Against Trafficking in Person. Wear blue.
I kind of got a memo late, but we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. Viewers, we want to thank you for staying with us. I'm sure that you did enjoy that conversation. Stay with us. We go to a break. When we come back, we talk bump to baby hamper drive. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Wait. We are going. Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. That is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624 333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
On the 9th of August, we'll be having our first annual 5K, and it's not just a 5K, it's a book drive, and it starts at 6 a.m. Registration starts at 5 a.m. This is your opportunity to start that exercise journey. Come, dust out that shoes, pull out that jersey. Let's start that exercise journey. From this book drive, we'll be able to provide books and stationery to all the needy people within the Scarborough-Mongrace district. So if you have any extra stationaries, book, pens, pencils, bring it. We'll be meeting right here at the Hugh Donaldson Recreational Ground, formerly known as the Mongrace Recreational Ground. Come and support this initiative.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, morning. good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. As promised before the break, we're talking the Rotaract Club of Tobago. We're talking Bump to Baby. It's a hamper drive that is on, and to tell us more about that is Joshua Romeo, President of Rotaract Tobago, and Fatima Fraser, Vice President. Good morning to you both and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is quite an interesting presentation, viewers, and by presentation I mean the people who have come to tell us about this thing. First of all, you are President, Joshua,
yes,
and Vice President. What got you into Rotaract?
Well, I'll go first. What got me into Rotaract? I have the IPP, the last president. She have always encouraged me, come to this meeting, come to this meeting. I didn't know about Rotaract at all. And then one day I came and I enjoyed it, and I felt like family. I feel like, this is something I could be a part of. And from then till now, which is in 2023 to now, I've been a part of Rotaract. And I've played 3 roles: club service, vice president, and president now.
In 3 years, that means you put in a lot of work.
Correct.
With the club since then. Madam Vice President, what got you into Rotaract?
Well, I've been a part of Rotaract for about 6 years. I have served as club service and now vice president, mostly in supporting roles as well for district events such as conferences. I have supported in terms of planning events and so on. So I joined Rotaract to meet new people, come out of my shell a little bit. I was very introverted, so I believe that Rotaract has changed me in that way, and that's why I continue to be a part of it. I believe that it's a group of like-minded individuals who come together for the greater good.
It's the getting out of your shell has been actually working, or you
Definitely.
found a bigger shell to hide? Well, there are some people who join organizations and I heard you talk about playing supporting roles.
Yes.
So there are some people who would always play supporting, but no, you're vice president, so you're getting out of the shell.
Growing.
She's the next president too.
The shadow of future events are casting themselves upon us. Tell us, this Bump to Baby initiative, is this its first installation? And if not, tell us how long it's been there.
It is, because it is it's one of Rotary's areas of focus. It is part of Maternal and Child Health Month, which is the month of July. So Rotary's areas of focus is sort of a guide for what we do for the Rotary year. So Bump to Baby is a hamper drive where we are collecting items to give to expecting mothers and young mothers. So we have 2 pickup locations, drop-off locations, and items that person can donate is like rice, milk, ketchup, any sort of grocery items that they believe that can help mothers in their day-to-day taking care of the child. Yeah.
Now, often I asked both of you whether you were parents, and neither of you are parents.
No.
How did you become so deeply involved in an initiative that is designed to assist parents?
I think because we saw the need for it, and even so we aren't parents, we have parents, so we understand the struggles will happen in life, and so we would, because we understand that, right? We would just, say this is important, so we see the need for it.
So it has come from an understanding that come out of your own experiences. How has the society? This is your first time with Bump to Baby.
Yes.
But how has the society in general been responding to other initiatives that you had in the past that tells you that this is something that the society is going to support now?
One thing that Rotaract and Rotary does is push you beyond your limits. So even though it's something that you're not experiencing yourself, you can put yourself in the shoes of those persons or that experience and speak to it or help better it. So just like our many projects, this project is something to benefit the community, and we want to do the best that we can, and that's why we're here to inspire persons to donate, be a part of it. Even though you're not a part of the Rotaract Club, we encourage everyone to join our projects, even if you have never joined a project before, we encourage persons to come out and experience it, experience giving back, experience what it is to be something bigger than, be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Today is July 30th.
Yes, it is.
People concerned about school books. This is the era of book drives and back to school drives. What made you decide a baby drive or a baby hamper drive at this point?
Well, as she said, it's based on Rotary area of focus. This is the month, right? And we also have a book drive coming up as well in August. So we have one where we have a connection with AMPLIA. We gonna do, yes, it's confirmed. So we have on the 20th and the 21st of August, we have a book drive with AMPLIA, and then we have our own where we would give out bags and do haircuts and a session to, you know, to guide the children as well.
So the calendar in order?
Yes, we have a calendar,
and
yes.
Then we take them to school.
Yes, correct.
Tell us of the date and time. You mentioned pickup points, but what's the date for your distribution? Because those who would probably qualify, so probably you can remind us of the date and the pickup, the drop-off points are they kind of open all along, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll remind us of the pickup points, and then the date that you're proposing to do this distribution, probably we'd want to give that some coverage, not necessarily to expose people we think I need, but to showcase the fact that you didn't collect it and carry it home, but you're actually doing what you said you're going to do.
Sure, no problem. So the distribution, the donation period is from Friday the 31st to July.
31st July.
31st of July to
the 14th
of August.
Yeah.
The drop-off locations would be Westside Electrical and Plumbing. That's on the number 20 Street, Sinclair.
Canaan, Tobago.
Canaan, Tobago. And the other location would be Miss Sherry's office, which is right here at the Port Mall. And those times are from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Both locations?
Both locations. But on Saturday, you can drop off in the other location, and that is from 8 to 2.
8 to
on
2
Saturdays,
on
yeah.
Saturday at Westside.
Yeah, Westside,
right?
sorry, yeah.
Apart
Westside.
from that, it's from tomorrow until the
14th of August.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then distribution is?
Distribution would happen... Remind me again, Joshua?
I think it's the Monday after. It's the Monday.
It'll be following Monday.
Yeah, because
so
we need time to pack the hamper.
of course.
Yeah, so we
Right.
need to do that over the weekend and then do it the Monday.
No, I am particularly heartened because we're in an era where young people don't carry the best of reputation within society. Young people are said to be delinquent. Young people are said to be organic. But here we have young people who see something that they can contribute to that's not part of their own personal experience, but just part of the societal experience. And you are trying to do something that benefits others, as you put it, be part of something that is bigger than yourself. I think both of you and the entire Rotaract Club of Tobago must be congratulated for this kind of effort. And the fact that so soon after this drive, you have another drive coming up, which kind of suggests that you're in touch with the realities of the society, and your activities always look at what the society faces. We want to thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations to you. We hope that Bump to Baby, Bump to Baby is going to be a success as much as you've had success in all the other activities, and we hope to be hearing from you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Well, viewers, that brings us to the end of that interview. Stay with us and we'll be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of metal or pool procurement of equipment to sharing, having centers of excellence in different islands, working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical on this station.
Where are you going? Airport. Come back this way. Catch you and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
New AMPLIA Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silk Cotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new AMPLIA Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624 333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
Quite a packed morning this morning, viewers. I'm sure you enjoyed our conversations. We last spoke with the Rotaract Club and their Bump to Baby Drive. They're doing a special effort for expectant mothers, and you can drop off your contributions at Miss Sherry's office at the Port Mall or Westside Electrical in King and Tobago. Prior to that, we spoke with the counter-trafficking unit of the Ministry of Homeland Security. And remember, if you see something that doesn't look right, say something. We're not immune from the impact and in fact the direct activities of trafficking in persons here in Tobago. We thank you for joining with us. The programming is not done though. We encourage you to stay. GMT is up next, and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I would have heard of this OCS Vacation Employment Program through social media, right? I signed up for the program hoping to be enrolled to get greater insights into the operations of the Office of the Chief Secretary, seeing that this office is essentially the premier office of all the divisions across the Tobago House of Assembly. I hope that at the end of this program I'll be able to gain greater skills that will help me in the long run. Seeing that I would be completing my A-level studies at Bishop's High School just now, going into university pretty soon. I hope that this program will give me the necessary skills and develop me as a young person as I go into university and the world of work.
Remember when July-August vacation finally arrived? It meant freedom. No school, no homework, just fun. Those moments will always be special, but as time change, so do the opportunities. Today, our teenagers can use their vacation to do more than make memories, build their future.
We are genuinely excited to have you. Yes, we are truly grateful to host you for the next 2 months of the 2026 Vacation Employment Program. This program promised to be a fulfilling exchange, not just for you, but for us as well. We too will gain valuable experience as public officers from you being here. I have always believed that there is so much power when different generations are open and willing to learn from each other. So I encourage all of us, trainees and public officers alike, to fully embrace this process. And let us be intentional about pouring into one another during this time. Through this initiative by the Office of the Chief Secretary, young Tobagonians are being given an incredible opportunity. Over the next 2 months, you will gain practical experience, and I cannot overstate how important that is, especially when such opportunities are becoming increasingly difficult for young people. Therefore, endeavors such as these play a critical role.
Through the Office of the Chief Secretary Vacation Employment Program, young people are getting a head start into the world of work. They're gaining hands-on experience, developing valuable workplace skills, building confidence, and discovering what it means to be a part of a professional team.
I learned it through a school group chat, where the group chat basically aims in exposing students to things that they can better their skill sets and gain new experiences. And well, in this program, I just hope to gain new experiences and a wider skill set and skill range.
The reason why I applied for this internship is because I enjoy gaining new experiences, learning new things, and strengthening the existing skills that I possess at the moment. And I pay particular attention to detail, and I ensure that while working that everything is done how it needs to be done. I hope to gain new experiences and leave here not leaving as the same person, but coming out as a new, like an evolved version of myself, equipped for whatever challenges may come my way in different work experiences here on Fort.
I heard about this program through our principal at Signal Hill Secondary School, where she sent it in our group chat that we have that focuses on pushing students to further their education. From this internship, I hope to just gain skills on, how to operate in the workplace, especially as I'm going to finish my tenure at Signal Hill Secondary School and I'm going to be going into the world of work. So I hope that this opportunity grants me the skills that are necessary to excel in the workplace here.
So while this may not be anything like summer camp, vacation Bible school, or youth community activities, rest assured the future of Tobago is being shaped one young person, one opportunity, one experience at a time.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Seventeen-year-old sixth form student Shania Phillip of Signal Hill Secondary School was declared Tobago's 2026 Junior Secretary of Tourism following an outstanding performance during this year's Tobago Tourism Youth Congress.
To sustainably transform our human capital, we must deploy blockchain micro-credentialing, immersive virtual reality learning hubs, and AI-powered intelligence platforms.
Shania tapped representatives from the other participating secondary schools who also vied for the opportunity to represent the island at the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Regional Tourism Youth Congress. Jola Clinton of Bishop's High School, Tobago secured second place, while Alikia Patterson of Speyside Secondary School placed third.
To move our industry from barely surviving to becoming a global leader, I, as a junior tourism secretary, propose 3 clear strategies.
I propose 3 key initiatives to help transform Tobago into a living museum: youth engagement, community art, and digital storytelling. First, schools across Tobago can adopt nearby heritage sites. This will allow students to actively participate in preserving local history while developing a deeper connection to their communities.
The Tobago Tourism Youth Congress is a flagship initiative of the Division of Tourism, Antiquities and Creative Industries.
Today is certainly much more than a competition. It's about leadership, critical thinking, confidence, and innovation. It's about giving young people a platform to express their perspectives on tourism and demonstrate their potential as future leaders of Tobago.
Today, we witness young people engaging in important questions about tourism, sustainability, innovation, and the future of our destination. And as we await the announcement of this morning's results, I want every participant to understand something very important. Your greatest achievement today is not simply the prize you would win in a few moments. Your greatest achievement is that you have accepted the responsibility to represent your school, to share your ideas, and to contribute to a conversation that matters.
In an emotional farewell as the former Tobago Junior Tourism Secretary, Jolie St. John shared some words of encouragement for the would-be newly elected Junior Tourism Secretary 2026.
To the incoming Junior Secretary of Tourism, cherish this opportunity. The title itself is important, but the experiences, relationships, and the lessons that come with it are even more valuable. Do not be afraid to respectfully challenge boundaries and ask difficult questions. Some of the opportunities will come to you, but others you must create yourself. The impact you will make will not solely be measured by the events you attend, the photo op moments, and the titles you earn, but by the lives you touch, the footprints you leave behind.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, ladies and gentlemen. You know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have, but I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Deputy Secretary Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner addresses concerns by the Nursing Association President linking recent deaths among Tobago Regional Health Authority personnel to mold. Dr. Brebner stated that internal discussions were held directly with the affected staff to address grief and fears. She clarified that independent laboratory tests confirmed the mold strains found in health facilities were not carcinogen and dismissed claims linking the environmental issue to staff fatalities while announcing short-term mitigation steps and dedicated staff health clinics. Additionally, training officially got underway for the first batch of new prison officers recruits at the training academy in Arima. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander and Justice Minister Devish Maharaj visited 226 trainees as they commenced their program. Government officials confirmed that recruitment efforts would continue, with a second cohort set to begin orientation on August 2040 to strengthen institutional security. And finally, authorities have issued a renewed public advisory that murderer and attempted murder accused Robbie Kado remains armed and extremely dangerous after 27 days, nearly 4 weeks on the run. Kado escaped from an Arima health facility on July 3rd, and the Prison Officers Association is urging citizens to exercise high vigilance and report any sighting immediately via 800 tips without confronting the suspect. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have the privilege of chatting this morning online with a major cohort. This morning we're talking about the trade and investment mission to Canada. This morning we have the privilege of chatting with Dr. Vashti Gadin, CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Petronella Marchand, who is the Managing Director of Trinbago Toronto, and Simone Young, who is the Consul General of the Consul General to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in Toronto. Good morning, guys, and welcome. Dr. Vashti, I hope I got that right. I had a little struggle there. But I want to thank you guys so much for being on with us this morning. We're talking about the mission to Canada and bridging that gap. Good morning, guys, again. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having us.
We know that your team has been working diligently to ensure that you have those global partnerships and investment and bridging the gap for a number of entrepreneurs and businesses in Trinidad and Tobago. And as the Chamber continues to advocate for those investment opportunities, both locally and internationally, talk to us about this trade and investment mission.
Mission will take place from August 27th to September 2nd. And it's not just a normal trade mission, it's a trade and investment mission. And hence the reason why we have Petronella with us, because Petronella has been doing a remarkable job in terms of hosting Tobago Day. And we decided, here's what, this is the ideal time to go, because this is the 5th year that she will be hosting Tobago Day. And they have grown this event so much so that they last year they had just over 70,000 attendees. So hence the reason why we are piggybacking on this event. So when you are part of our delegation, it's a 3-in-1 that you would be experiencing. You would be showcasing your products and services at the Tobago Festival. You will be meeting with investors. There's an investment pitch that will take place, and also we would be arranging business-to-business meetings for all delegates.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about bridging that gap. Good morning and welcome, Ms. Young, joining us this morning.
Good morning.
This morning, we are talking about this opportunity for a number of businesses. And Dr. Gayadine, can you tell our business persons here in Tobago, entrepreneurs, if they are interested in becoming a part of this, how can they do so?
Sure. So you go to our, you can give us a call at 637-6966, Oxford Road, or you can visit our website, chamber.org.tt. There's a landing page, Canada Trade and Investment Mission. You click on that landing page and you'll receive all the relevant information, including the delegate pack.
Excellent. Petronella, you guys have been doing this event for some time now, and as Dr. Vashti indicated, you guys have been getting a really positive response, not only from members of the diaspora, but just investors and persons having that interest in what Trinidad and Tobago has to offer. So tell us a bit about how we got here. What was the impetus for this event with diaspora engagement and how it has grown over time?
Hi, good morning and welcome. Actually, it's really quite a story. We started by celebrating the 60th independence of Trinidad and Tobago. And I have to say that to you, when I actually came to the idea I went to the Council General to celebrate that, the first thing I wanted to do, my first love, was to celebrate Tobago Blue Food Festival. That's exactly how it started. And, we had to start conversations, and in a roundabout way, what happened, Trinidad and Tobago came up the very first year in 2022 to celebrate, and we didn't have a full blue food exhibition, but what happened was they brought little treats of blue food to start, and now we go coming into 5th year, and Tobago festivals, THA, will be here in full bloom celebrating with us this year.
Excellent. And we also have Mrs. Simone Young joining us as well, who is the Consulate General to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in Toronto. And you guys have come on board to really support this initiative, and we know that you have a huge diaspora engagement push. Tell us a bit about your support for this initiative.
Okay, thank you and good morning. Thank you for having me. Let me say at the outset, unequivocally, the Consulate General of Trinidad and Tobago here in Toronto fully supports the trade mission. And that support, I may add, is not nominal only, it's not a name only. We have made our offices here in Toronto available to the mission to function as a base of operations while they are here in Toronto, and also to facilitate, importantly, any business-to-business meetings that may be had.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about the idea of engaging investors in Toronto, bringing them to the consulate, having that platform where businesses can come, pitch their ideas, where not even just businesses, but governments as well, having some of those initiatives and engagements that they're looking for, that international support to be facilitated during this time.
Okay, well, one of the key elements of this mission that we're very much in support of is the idea that we continue to set Trinidad and Tobago as an ideal investment location, an ideal destination for investment and so on. Yes, and so this aligns perfectly with the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs commercial diplomacy agenda, where our missions, our network of missions, are used more optimally to leverage and promote and protect our country's commercial interests, yes?
Yes, understood. And working in collaboration, not only with this Tobago Day in Toronto, but also ensuring that the Chamber of Industry and Commerce is extremely engaged in the process. Tell us a bit, Dr. Vashti, about the importance of these type of partnerships for the Chamber.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me just expand what CG said there. We have partnered with a number of state and private sector entities. Our first partner is the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism and Global Trinidad and Tobago. So Global Trinidad and Tobago is the investment arm of government. So Global TT will be present at the mission together with TTL, and they have a number of projects investment profiles that they will be pitching for potential investors from both the diaspora and the Canadian market. So 2 days are dedicated for investment opportunities, where they will get into the nitty-gritty about those investment projects that are available for investors. We are also have partnered with NAMDEFCO, because if you know the Canadian market, we have had a long relationship with Canada in terms of fresh produce. So we are looking towards NAMDEFCO to expand that reach and scope. And more importantly, it's not just fresh produce, we're looking at value adding. So one of the sectors that we are focusing on is food and beverage, plus energy services, plus a number of subsectors within services.
Dr. Vashti, your colleague, Mr. Curtis Williams, he's often here at Tobago Updates. As a matter of fact, I believe he was here yesterday and we were having a conversation. Tell us a bit about the connectivity between the National Chamber and the Tobago arm of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and how Tobago businesses can sign up to pitch to international investors as well.
So I would have to emphasize that the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is the only business support organization in Trinidad and Tobago that has a division in Tobago. And as you know, we are the oldest and largest chamber of commerce in the country. So we have a robust relationship with the Tobago division. In fact, Curtis is very vibrant at our board meetings, and simply, we are reaching out through our Tobago division to market this event, and we have a number of Tobago firms that have expressed interest. It's now just to close the deal with those businesses. But you give us a call on 637-6966, ask for Rhoda, or go onto our website via the landing page and register. If you have any questions, we are happy to facilitate any of those questions.
And I heard Petronella talking about the fact that there has been a great relationship or connectivity with the THA, particularly the Division of Tourism and the Festivals Department, and having that showcase for Tobago's culture. has there been any connection with the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy? In this particular instance, we know that they recently had a contingent that went down to the TIC in Trinidad. So tell us a bit about if there has been any connectivity there to have some of those very same businesses on showcase at this event in Canada as well.
No, I have not personally had any conversations regarding that division. That would probably be dealing directly with Chamber of Commerce or the Council General. But we are dealing directly with Tobago Festival, Tobago Beyond, THA, that aspect. And you know, they're actually bringing vendors as part of the contingent coming up to Toronto from Tobago. There'll be vendors, and they will be actually supporting products and food and beverage that will be into Tobago Pavilion. We're going to have a beautiful Tobago Pavilion at Tobago Festival, and it is a 3-day festival. It's not a 1 day; it's actually 3 days from Friday, August 28th to the 30th. And roughly last year we had about 70,000 people attending, and we're looking forward in 2026. And Tobago is bringing a vibrant team coming up, culture, food, entertainment. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this.
Excellent. And we at Tobago of this, we look forward to hearing about the success of this initiative as well, and having some eyes and ears as a part of that. Consulate General, tell us a bit about some of the other events that you guys would be having to engage businesses, to engage the diaspora, and how this particular event fits into your larger agenda for just continuing to maintain the relationships.
You know, I'm so glad you asked about that, simply because this mission comes at a very opportune time to of course, increase that discussion and expand the discussion about how trade can, we can better promote Trinidad and Tobago here in Toronto, which is, of course, North America's 4th largest city, and which hosts a very active, engaged, and dynamic Trinidad and Tobago diaspora. Yes?
Excellent.
And so this mission really allows us to drill that message home to the diaspora that home is an active destination, an optimal destination for investment, not just for Canadian entrepreneurs, but also members of the diaspora who wish to invest back home and so on.
Right.
So this mission very much allows us to do that in a very real and tangible way. We're so grateful to the Chamber for mounting this mission at this time. To, of course, coordinate perfectly with the Tobago Toronto Festival, which of course you've heard about, and allows the message to really reach a large number of persons in a concentrated time frame to make it even more impactful.
Right.
So congratulations again to the Chamber for the outward looking and very proactive approach. We look forward to the mission and to hosting the Chamber here.
Excellent. And talk to us a bit about some long-term plans, possibly with the Chamber or with any other entity, to help bridge that gap to make the import-export between Trinidad and Tobago and Canada a bit smoother.
Okay, well, those things are, of course, a work in progress and continuous work, so that perhaps the benefit of having the Chamber here, we can have those discussions about how we can better serve our diaspora and serve TT businesses wishing to penetrate the market here in Canada.
Excellent. And so we look forward to hearing about that and hearing about how that truly expands global opportunities for Trinbagonian. And let's talk about how this festival has really become a catalyst for more than just diaspora engagement, but a platform for growth, a platform for global exposure, and a platform for connectivity. Miss Marchand.
You can say Pat, you call me Pat.
Okay, you have been working with the THA, because we know that for a long time Tobagonians have been going to Canada for, they call it the Tobago Engagement in Toronto or Tobago Day in Toronto, and it has been expanded to Trinidad and Tobago, and it has become such a success now more than ever. Tell us a bit about how your team has been working to help grow the festival, and what's the plans for the future or the vision for the future.
So I have been very engaged at THA and Tobago festivals in a really, really valuable way. I'm working with Chief Executive Officer Kern Cowan very closely and his team to bring this alive. We have the theme coming from In Tobago's Home Again, and it is really about reaching to diaspora and visitors to come back to experience Tobago. It is extremely important. And when we started, when Trinbago came alive, it was about Trinidad and Tobago, and it was really about who we are, and to keep it alive into the forefront, because, you know, in Canada, a lot of things, especially in Toronto, for example, Carnival was based on Trinidad and Tobago, and and our assets pan, our culinary. I think everybody, we take it for granted. It has rooted in who we are. It's really, really important. So one of the things Trinbago does, and the team really, is just growing that, to keep growing that and to bring it forefront and support it and bring it alive. And one of the things that's really surprising, like I said, it's our 5th year. When we started, it was just a celebration for the 60th. It was just a celebration, and we expected 5,000 people. And 18,000 people showed up to support. I was just humbled. We were totally humbled. And now we're in our 5th year, and we have a full-fledged delegation coming from Tobago. The Chamber of Industry is coming into Toronto. So not only expanded from our culture, it's now expanded into business, who we are. So I'm really looking forward to the future. And, I paying attention. I think we're the largest festival outside of Trinidad and Tobago in Toronto.
Excellent, and that is great to hear, and we see that is moving in the right direction. And with the right partnerships and connections that can come from even the relationship with the Chamber and getting a number of those corporate entities in Trinidad and Tobago to support this mission and to give any type of assistance and get the type of brand exposure that they need as well, and having that connectivity to make the festival even greater, as there is potential there. Well, I want to thank you ladies for being here this morning. Even before we leave, is there anything that you want to say, Dr. Vashti, before we leave, as it pertains to reminding persons where they can go to sign up to be a part of the initiative, how many days there will be of the event, if they want to vend at the event, as well as if they want to pitch to investors?
Sure. The one important thing that I want to highlight is that we have partnered with Global Trinidad and Tobago, so every delegate who's going on this trade mission will be trained in advance. So you will get, as part of your package, you will go through a training program in terms of how to talk to buyers, what type of collateral, what type of banners you should have. So that is the homework that we are drilling because Canada is a sophisticated market. We need to ensure that our delegates are prepared to market and sell themselves to a sophisticated Canadian market. And secondly, more importantly for Tobago, it's that the Canadian tourist is a tourist that is very eco-conscious. They are into bird watching. So many of the things that the Canadian tourists that would attract the Canadian tourists is what you have in Tobago. Hence the reason why this trade mission is more important for Tobago to tap into.
Excellent. And again, just remind persons about the registration. Do you want to disclose the fee right now, or is all that information on the website?
It's on the website, but it's $28,500. That covers airfare, accommodation, B2B meetings, plus training.
Excellent.
And all of this information is available on our website, chamber.org.tt. Give Rhoda a call, 637-6966.
All right. And finally, Petronella, is there anything that you want to say to the Tobagonians or wider or global audience looking on this morning about coming out and being a part of the festivities?
Yes, absolutely. What's really important that in everybody's mind, and a lot of people know that, second generation, so my children, the other kids are born here, they are Canadians. And we have the opportunity, and what's happening now on everybody's lips is Tobago Carnival, Blue Food, all these flagships, heritage. We're interested in our heritage. We want to know what's happening. And excuse me, these kids, these young people, they don't just want to come home now, nor they're going to other spaces. They're going to Mexico, they're going to Dominican Republic. We have the opportunity to capture these young people because they are not just diaspora, they are visitors as well. And we have the opportunity to expand that. Excuse me.
Yeah, yes, well, thank you for that. And I think that for the persons looking on who are in the division of tourism, trade, and even in diaspora engagement, that it's really important to use this as an opportunity to get some of those persons over here to Tobago for Tobago Carnival in October. Well, ladies, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning. Consulate General, we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to also be a part of this discussion and ensuring that you continue to make that push towards that direct engagement and bridging the gap between Toronto and Trinidad and Tobago for opportunities for economic advancement for all local businesses. And so we look forward to having much more conversations with you in the future about some of your future initiatives as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Wait. We are going. Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue our discussions this morning and we are talking about the Works Credit Union 90-day industrial action. To have this conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of chatting virtually with Mr. Hayden Hernandez, who's the Labor Relations Officer for Banking and Insurance General Workers Union, as well as June Alert Hagley, who is the branch president for the Workers Credit Union. And also joining us, we have Ms. Kishal Thomas Johnson, who is the Tobago branch shop steward of the Tobago Credit of the Works Credit Union. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome them to our show this morning. Good morning, guys. Now, you guys have...
Good morning.
Right,
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Now we have heard about the the strike that has been happening and the closing of a number of these credit unions. First of all, tell us a bit about the long-standing negotiations that have been happening, Mr. Hernandez, and how it got to this point where persons are now, having these demonstrations, having these strikes that are impacting the functioning of the credit union.
Thank you for having us on board this morning. We were supposed to actually be in Tobago with you today, but we've changed some arrangements. The negotiations actually started, we would have submitted proposals since 2024, August 2024. This is for the period 2023 to the end of 2025. Unfortunately, the company did not even respond to us, and the union was forced to report the matter up to the Minister of Labour, and we did so in February this year. When we came to the negotiations in February, the company still hadn't even submitted proposals. So the workers were waiting over 20 months to even hear from the company. And we were only getting promises, proposal will come, proposal will come. So we actually forced the hand a little bit and indicated we will be moving away from the ministry if the company doesn't submit proposals. And finally, in April, they did. Unfortunately, they came to the table with 101%, just 2% over 3 years. And over the last 4 to 5 months, we've continued negotiations at the Ministry of Labour. Unfortunately, The company has not come to the table with clean hands as far as we are concerned, and led by the board. The board has been very disrespectful in terms of how they've been treating with the negotiations, refusing to attend, refusing to engage properly, not giving instructions to their representatives. So on the 16th of July, we would have broken down the discussions. At that stage, we were at 16% and they were at 7.5%. But that's all they were offering, just salaries, nothing really else. And so that the workers served notice of intent to strike. We served this on the Minister of Labor and we served it on the company. And even that didn't get the board to budge. They didn't come to speak to us, knowing that we were planning to strike. They didn't even try to engage us. They sent a letter. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But after this industrial action, we heard from the company who indicated that they are working to have these conversations and to have this rectified. But tell us a bit about how this has been affecting the actual members of the credit union at this time.
Well, I'll let Ms. June deal with that because she's actually working in the organization.
Right. Tell us a bit about how the actual members of the credit union are being impacted.
Well, all services have been shut down due to the strike. So members are unable to do deposit withdrawals, loans. All our services are on hold until further notice. It has negatively impacted the membership, which we duly regret, but we were left with no choice. We love our members. We love serving our members, but our hands are tied. So we have to take strike action in order to get some traction from the board. And thus far, it seems like they don't care. That's the honest feeling. They don't care about the staff or the membership, because if they did, they would have met with us already.
Right.
They are refusing to meet. Go ahead.
Following this industrial action, we have heard from the board indicating that these conversations would take place and that the issues would be rectified within a timely manner to address its membership. But tell us about how long this action can go on for if these conversations are not had in a timely manner.
June, you go ahead. I want the workers. I want to hear the workers' voice in this. So, June, you go ahead.
The strike action could go as long as 3 months, 90 days, and we are willing to go the distance. Early this week, we got correspondence from the president, Ms. Dawn D'Souza, indicating that she would like to urgently meet with the union and the negotiating team. However, the date she gave was the 13th of August, which is 2 days before our AGM. So we don't see that as urgent. We also received correspondence on Tuesday or Wednesday, stating that they want to meet with us on Monday. However, they have not sent any counter proposals or anything of the sort. So I guess their version of urgency is a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we are here waiting.
About the type of support that is needed for the employees right now. What are employees really calling for? You said that the only thing that was brought to the table was salaries, you said, and nothing else. What else is being requested?
Well, we have submitted comprehensive proposals on cost items, and the major cost items, of course, salaries, COLA, the subsistence, there's a displacement allowances. We had requested some changes in vacation leave, basic things, because quite frankly, Works Credit Union is not on the highest level of pay in the cooperative movement. And these workers need to be brought on par. And the society is performing, right? I'm reliably informed that their 2025 performance has exceeded all their prior performances, but yet they are not coming to the table. They didn't even make any proposals. As a matter of fact, they didn't instruct their representatives to make any proposals on cost of living, on anything else. And the union, all through this process, has tried its best to be accommodating, to try and bring these proceedings to a halt, because we're already starting the new collective agreement period. And so that we withdrew a number of the proposals we made on the table. We signed a memorandum of agreement withdrawing all of these things, anything new. And we said, look, let's come clean, let's bring it down. Still, this board has been slow walking us. As June has indicated, it seems their version of urgency is never to do it today. All right? I mean, when you write me a letter and said you want to urgently settle this matter, despite us going on strike, and then you suggest that they're 3 weeks away, this is clearly not urgent for them. And that's one of the reasons we actually are not in Tobago today, because we understand the board is finally meeting today. They had a meeting earlier in the week. They had a meeting last week, Tuesday. And we reliably informed negotiations didn't even come. Even though the strike, the workers were on strike, negotiations wasn't even on their agenda, right? And we've been informed they write the minister yesterday to try and break up the strike. They clearly are not taking any industrial relations advice from anybody who has been giving them it, because Ms. D'Souza, the president, continues to write and ask baffling questions. Ms. D'Souza writes me on Tuesday the 20th, I think it was, and asks me, are we going to be on strike till tomorrow? Are we still going to be on strike tomorrow? We served you notice of strike. The law says we can strike as long as 90 days. All of this is in the law, and their consultants, they're highly paid. They should be taking advice from their consultants.
Right.
But clearly,
and
this board is not.
This board is made up of members, not so.
Yes, all credit unions, and that's
Right.
the philosophy of credit unions. I'm a credit union person myself. So this is not something that I'm doing or leading in any major, with some regret that we have to take a credit union, which is members and members' money. But this board has treated this whole process with no alacrity at all. They took 20 months to even submit a proposal after the time had expired. And since then, we have just been slow walking. Even today, we are prepared to meet with the board today.
Right.
We are prepared to meet with the board tomorrow.
Right.
Not
And so
next Wednesday.
to settle some of this tension, would it help if the board makes it a priority to meet with the union in order to have some of those workers back out at work while these conversations are being had? Or is it that the strike will continue until these conversations are had?
Yes, that's how this process works. Once you give strike notice, you are on strike. And you stay on strike until either the negotiations are settled or 90 days are passed, and then the minister has power to act to send it down to the court if he wishes, right? But once you take strike action, and unless we receive proposals that we are confident they are recognizing that the staff have taken a stand, and I'm going to say staff, we're not talking about that they are able to operate in any way, It's 34 to 36 staff members are out on strike. All 5 Tobago members are on strike. So there's no going back in because we want to talk. We want to talk with something substantial in front of us. June has said it before. June has said it. They're not even sending a proposal. We're not going into any meeting just to sit and hear no more talk. Talk
Right.
pass. That time passed.
Understood. And we see that you guys are holding strong to your representation of the employees of the Works Credit Union, and to ensure that although it may affect the members, that you put a priority on the members of the union, as they also have families to feed and they also have a life to live as well. Even as we round off our discussions this morning, can you tell us about what we can see in the future moving forward from this union if the actions required are not taken?
Well, as I said, we are on strike. We are on strike for the next 90 days. We will meet with anyone, anytime, with urgency, but we are not going in there to have any kumbaya discussions. We need proper proposals. Come to the table with proper proposals. Give this the urgency it requires, because the same members that you are crying, that they are crying about now, those members are calling us and giving us support, telling us hold our ground. Yes, they understand what we are doing. So the public is not against us on this matter. Yes, they are inconvenienced and we regret it boldly, but they understand that we are fighting, and the members of the union, the members of Works Credit Union have stood strong, and so that this is one of the first legal strikes called in Trinidad and Tobago in a long time. So it took a lot for them to take it. We discussed this long and hard for 4 or 5 months among the members, and when the disrespect continued, the members directed that we go on strike. The union doesn't direct them to go on strike. They directed me to serve the notice of intent to strike.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here and giving us some insight into the positioning of the union, as well as the feelings and what the workers are going through at this time, and the dismissal of some of the concerns as it pertains to that negotiation, that fair wage that is needed to ensure the proper livelihood of the workers of the Works Credit Union. Well, we want to thank you again for being here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and I'm always going to encourage you to have a productive day.